Hello everyone in the today's video. So today I'm going to explain to you the traps in the Dutch defense. Now some of the traps I will explain to you for the black pieces and some of the traps I will explain to you for the white pieces. Now the first question you will ask to me that what's the meaning of the Dutch defense and what move we call the Dutch defense. Now in the queen pawn opening, when you play the two square of your pawn and if your opponent plays the move f5, this is called the Dutch defense. Now the first trap I'm going to show it to you from the white side, and after the move f5 you will move the pawn on a e4, and here your opponent can go for it, and if it takes it, always remember there is another rule that in the Dutch defense the player who will control the e4 square, so somewhere he or she is controlling the game. So if the e4 square under white control, so the white has a bit of a upper hand, or if the same thing is black is doing, then the black has a bit of an upper hand in that one. You will go for the move e4, and if your opponent plays the move g6, now the simple move is e takes f5, g takes f5, and the queen h5 is a checkmate. Of course, I don't think so that your opponent will fall for it, but if your opponent is noob, then definitely you're gonna try. Next one. So once again, d4, f5, knight c3. Now the idea is he wants to play the move pawn e4, and as I told to you, the side who will control the e4 square is somewhere he or she has an upper hand in the game. So the black will play the move knight f6. The idea is pretty simple that now you cannot go for it this one because two of the black's pieces are controlling the e4 square. Then bishop g5. The idea is simply just have to take this and just destroy the opponent's structure. He plays the move d5, takes, either side you can go for this one. E takes or d takes, it doesn't matter. Now if he goes for the move g takes, now as I told to you, white will play the move pawn e4, right? In the first trap we already seen that, and if he just takes it, then there's a queen h5 and black will lose the castling. E takes f6, pawn e3. The simple move is just playing to develop the bishop, develop the knight, and just to go for the castling. Pawn c6, just protecting this pawn, and now the queen is free because you can see in this position, if the queen moves somewhere, then the knight takes d5 will become. So that is the reason pawn c6, and now the queen is free to move. Bishop d3, development move, queen b6. Now over here he just threatening to take our b2 pawn, and most of the players what they do, they just start playing the move like a move queen c1 or the rook b1 just to defend this. But over here just sneaky move, that is a move pawn a3. Okay, take it, and if opponent take this one, now knight a4 and queen is trapped. Next position, d4, pawn f5, knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5. We've already seen this moves in the previous position, in the previous trap. Pawn h6, terrible move. Just capture it. Why you played the move bishop g5? Just to eliminate this knight and destroy his pawn structure. That's it. h6 takes, e takes, e4, bishop b4. Now, of course, if he just takes it, as I told you, right, that the side who will control the e4, that side will have an upper hand in the position. Bishop b4, queen h5 check, king f8, bishop c4. Idea is pretty similar. This is a mate over here. Queen e7, just to stop it. Knight e2. Now, if you just take me, that I will take you back with the knight, and my pawn structure will not get collapsed. F takes e4, long castling, pawn c6. Now the idea is he wants to play the move d5 just to close the bishop. Now knight f4, and you are winning. Of course, you will say that what will happen after this takes, because there's a double attack is coming. Next one, again with the white pieces, d4, f5, straight away e4. Now, if your opponent wants, he can take, or if he can delay as well. Over here, he played the move d6, that okay, if you will take it, I will take it back with my bishop. Simple move. Pawn c4, simple idea. Just grab more square of the center, and let's just see what black wants to do. Knight f6, now increasing the pressure. Knight c3, pawn b6. I don't know, like in this position, I think so you should go for the move like a g6, or maybe e6 makes perfect sense. but after the move b6 takes, bishop takes, and queen f3, and you can see that you are winning because of the double attack. Next one, d4, f5, e4, f takes e4, knight c3, knight f6 just to defend it. Over here, you will go for with the move pawn g4. Now the idea is I want to push this, remove the knight, and then I will grab this pawn. And after the move g4, black will play pawn h6. Now you cannot go for it just to just for the sake of control. f4. Now, if you want to go for the en passant move, the can go. Then there's a queen. A queen can comes up, or the knight can comes up. I think queen takes f3. It makes more sense. Capture and or even bishop d3 you can play like this one. This leads to a mate, But pawn d5. Just now the knight is free. That okay. If you want to push, you can push. Who cares? Pawn e2, pawn a6, g5, and now after takes, and now I think that in this position he should go for the move like a e6 or something like that. And after takes the position is fine. It looks like that, hey, you give the knight, right? But okay, you have the strong center of the pawn, so it's okay. But he plays the move knight d7. Now bishop h5 check, pawn g6, and bishop takes g6 is checkmate. Next trap, d4, f5, e4, f takes e4, knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5, pawn h6, bishop takes f6. And so this is our modus operandi, right? Whenever the knight will play the f6, we will play the bishop g5 and try to remove that knight and to destroy the structure. Now after e takes, queen h5 check, king e7, bishop c4. The idea is he wants to mate over here. Knight c6, check, move, and knight takes e4. This is just a checkmate. Next one, d4, f5. Here you will play the move g4, f takes g4, h3. Now, if he go for the move like a capture, you will go with the move bishop takes. It's a normal move. Knight f6, h takes g4, knight takes g4, and you will play the move queen d3. Over here, it looks like that, hey, the two of the pieces are attacking on this square, and the best move in this position, that is a move pawn g6. But if knight goes back, and with the hope that, hey, now the position is okay, right? Because the knight is controlling as well as the rook is protecting, so you cannot go for it. But this is the move. Rook takes h7, and if the rook takes or the knight takes, then checkmate with the move queen g6. Next one, d4, f5, bishop g5, pawn c6. Now the idea is he wants to push the pawn. Knight c3, d5, and here you will go with the move e4. If the d takes e4, then bishop c4, g6, just to strong his center, f3, bishop g7, and after the move capture, bishop takes, queen d2. Now the idea is I want to go for the move long castle, and then this bishop will be terrible. And if in case the bishop f6 played, the idea is that, okay, if you take it, then there is knight takes. Now pause the video and find out the best move. And those who wants to enjoy the show, this is the way. Bishop f7, and of course you will win the queen. And the final trap is over here, that is a move d4, f5, bishop g4. Here black plays the move pawn h6. Simple, just retreat the bishop on h4, then the move pawn g5, bishop g3, and the move f4. It looks like, hey, our bishop is trapped, but no, you have the way. The move is pawn e3. Now the idea is this pawn is attacking, and if the pawn takes g3, then the queen h5 is checkmate. And if over here, if he just plays the move, for example here, then simple bishop e2 will come. It's still you will not take it. The idea is if he just take it, then the bishop takes. Let me just show it to you. After capture, if he just takes, then there's a rook takes, and there's a queen takes is checkmate. So okay, he cannot go for it. And if over here the move like knight f6, then Simple. Pawn takes f4, pawn takes, and this takes one, and we have an extra pawn. And if he just move ahead, just simple, just play the move pawn h3, and that's it. Now you have to take it. And if he takes it, then you can go for the move like a knight h3. This is a good move you have. Or maybe you can go for the move queen d3 also. The threat is you want to checkmate with the move queen g6. That's it for today. Now go and try against your opponents. Thank you so much for watching.